News from where you live.
All right, the clouds are on the increase now. And what we are watching is not only the increase in clouds that'll bring storm risk later tonight, but when the smoke leaves. Because look at this. See this dark gray color right here? Not the bright whites, the dark grays. Now that's your smoke. And I want you to notice something here. First things first, it's been coming in from the northeast from this fire in Quebec. But it's starting to move out of the air. It's very slowly pushing out. But I want you to notice the shape of the smoke, this little curl. Because what may happen is the smoke thins a little bit tonight, and then this little curl of thick smoke kind of pivots back in tomorrow afternoon for a brief time. Now that's very important because what that may do is delay severe storm development tomorrow afternoon and evening until overnight tomorrow night. Because remember, smoke, the sun heats that layer of smoke up, right? And it creates a warm layer. So storms try to develop and they hit that warm layer and they collapse. It's a lid. So we got to get that smoke out of here, then storms can go. We'll have storms tomorrow morning as storms develop here in Missouri and Iowa on the edge of the Texas heat wave. That impacts us tomorrow morning. Then we get the break, and then we see storm development again. It may be delayed. It may not be later tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. It may end up being overnight tomorrow night, all due to that smoke producing a little cap. So let's start with tomorrow morning. This is dark green. That's a 1 out of 5 on the scale. That's a marginal risk of severe weather. Marginal means isolated severe weather between 3 and 11 a.m. The main threat would actually be quarter-size hail. Lesser threat would be wind, and yes, it could rain hard enough to lead to at least some ponding, pretty good ponding on area roadways. Now, tomorrow it's an upgrade. It's slight risk. It's a 2 out of 5 on the scale. It's the yellow. Could it be upgraded to enhanced? It still could be. Now, I've got 5 to 11 p.m. for severe weather risk. Again, that's subject to change. It may actually occur more towards overnight tomorrow night if we get that cap to hold. So scattered wind, scattered large hail, can't rule out a brief isolated tornado or some areas of flash flooding. Finally, on Friday, we may get some of those storms in the morning and then more storms very late in the day, and it is a 1 to 2 out of 5 on the scale for isolated to scattered severe storms. Main threat would be wind out of this. Lesser threats, hail and a brief weak tornado. And yes, watch for areas of at least some flash flooding, especially in urban areas from some downpours. Welcome rain in this forecast. There's 9 o'clock tonight. Watch the clock. This is 1 a.m. We're okay, just some cloudiness around, but there are your thunderstorms. Watch them come in just in time for the commute. This is 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. There are the storms coming through 10, 11 a.m. Then they pull away. This is noon. Then we heat up. And then the question is, okay, do we get the storms to form here and come in tomorrow evening, late afternoon, or are they tomorrow night? Now, if you look at this next graphic, this is 4 a.m. tomorrow night. The European model has the storms in here overnight tomorrow night, and then perhaps a couple more rounds of storms with, yes, some severe weather risk, not only Friday, but also Saturday. Pretty active weather pattern in our area. There's tomorrow's outlook. The storms in the morning. We heat up. Heat index 97 tomorrow afternoon with a high of 90 degrees with a pretty breezy day. Then we look ahead to on Thursday. Notice the heat index up around 99. High temperature up to 91, some morning storms, and then some storms in the evening. We kind of went over that with Futurecast. Again, some storms off and on Saturday and Sunday. Right now, the 4th of July looks okay. Doesn't look like we're going to get rain then. And then more storms next week. The good news about all this, even though we have some severe weather risk, we're going to get a good 2 to 5 inches of rain over the area over the next 10 days to really put a dent in the drought.